Seniors, I want you to stop and think for just one moment. Imagine going to bed tonight and waking up tomorrow morning just a little weaker than yesterday. Imagine slowly losing the strength in your arms, your legs, and even the muscles that keep your balance steady. This is what happens silently, night after night, if your body is not fueled with the right nutrition before bed. It is a thief in the night that takes away independence, one muscle fiber at a time. But here is the powerful truth. There is one simple food you can eat before bed that can fight this muscle loss, repair damage, and even rebuild strength while you sleep. This food is not a fancy pill, it is not an expensive powder, and it is not something only athletes use. It is something you can buy in your local store. In just a moment I will reveal exactly what it is, how it works, and why eating it before bed may be the single best way to protect your independence. But first, I want you to leave me a quick comment right now. Tell me if you have noticed your muscles shrinking as you get older. Have you noticed weaker legs, slower walking, or maybe more difficulty getting up from a chair? Write yes or no in the comments, because your story might help another senior watching this video feel less alone. Now let us dive deep into this life-saving secret. The food I am talking about is plain and simple cottage cheese. Yes, cottage cheese. It may sound humble, but it is one of the most powerful muscle-protecting foods you can put into your body before sleep. Here is why. Cottage cheese is packed with casein protein, which is a slow-digesting protein. Unlike other proteins that your body breaks down quickly, casein takes hours to digest. That means if you eat it before bed, your muscles receive a steady stream of amino acids throughout the entire night. These amino acids are like tiny repair workers, rebuilding muscle tissue while you rest. Without them, your body can actually start breaking down your own muscle for fuel. That is why so many seniors wake up weaker than they were the day before. But let me tell you a story that brings this to life. I once met a man named Walter. He was 72 years old, a retired teacher, and he loved gardening. But over the years, Walter noticed his hands were weaker, his back hurt more, and even standing up from his favorite chair became a struggle. His doctor told him he was losing muscle mass, something called sarcopenia, which is extremely common in seniors. Walter felt discouraged, almost hopeless, until one day his grandson mentioned something he read about eating protein before bed. Walter gave it a try. He started with a small bowl of cottage cheese at night. At first, he thought it would not make a difference. But within a few weeks, Walter noticed something remarkable. His mornings felt different. He had less stiffness, more energy, and slowly he felt his strength returning. He told me, "I feel like my body is healing in my sleep," and that is exactly what was happening. Now, you might be thinking, why is eating protein before bed so important for seniors? The truth is, after the age of 60, our bodies do not use protein as efficiently as they once did. You can eat the same chicken breast or fish fillet you have always eaten, but your muscles will not absorb the amino acids in the same way. This is why seniors need a steady supply of protein, especially at night when the body is fasting for 7 to 9 hours. Without it, the body has no choice but to break down muscle to survive. That is the cruel reality. But by adding just one serving of a slow-digesting protein like cottage cheese before bed, You can flip the switch from muscle breakdown to muscle repair. Now let me pause here and ask you again. Would you be willing to try a simple bowl of cottage cheese before bed, if it meant keeping your muscles stronger for longer? Write yes in the comments if you are willing, or no if you think you will not try it. I really want to see how many of you are open to giving this a chance. Here is another fact that might shock you. Studies have shown that seniors who eat a high-protein snack before bed actually wake up with higher muscle protein synthesis. In simple terms, that means your muscles are literally building themselves while you sleep. Imagine going to bed weaker and waking up stronger. Imagine protecting your arms, legs, and even your heart muscle simply by adding one small food before bedtime. This is not magic, it is science. Now, I want to address those of you who may not like cottage cheese. That is okay. Some of you may say, Mark, I cannot stand the taste. Do not worry, you have options. You can mix cottage cheese with berries, with a drizzle of honey, or even with a spoon of natural peanut butter to make it tastier. If you really cannot eat cottage cheese, another option is Greek yogurt, but cottage cheese remains the #1 choice because it is higher in slow-digesting casein. Let us talk about why muscle matters so much. It is not just about looking strong or lifting heavy things. Muscle is your independence. Muscle is what allows you to walk to the store, to climb stairs, to get out of bed in the morning without help. Muscle protects your joints, supports your bones, and even helps regulate blood sugar. Losing muscle is like losing the foundation of a house. When the foundation crumbles, everything else starts to collapse. This is why so many seniors fall, end up in the hospital, and never fully recover. But you have the power to stop that process. You have the power to nourish your muscles every single night. Now, let me tell you about Mary. She is 68, and she used to be very active. But as the years went by, she noticed her legs were weaker. She stumbled more often and was afraid of falling. Her daughter encouraged her to try a nightly snack of cottage cheese. At first, Mary was skeptical, but she gave it a shot. After a month, she noticed her legs felt stronger on her morning walks. She told me, "It feels like I am holding on to my strength instead of watching it slip away." And that is what every senior deserves. Friends, muscle loss does not have to be your destiny. Yes, aging changes the body, but aging does not mean surrendering your independence. Imagine yourself in your 70s, 80s, even 90s, still walking proudly, still gardening, still playing with your grandchildren. That future is possible, but it requires action today. And that action can be as simple as a small bowl of cottage cheese before bed. Now, let me give you a simple plan. 1 hour before bedtime, have about half a cup to 1 cup of cottage cheese. If you want more flavor, mix in cinnamon, fruit, or nuts. Pair it with a glass of water to stay hydrated. Then, go to bed knowing your body has everything it needs to repair and rebuild while you rest. Over time, you will notice changes. Your morning energy will improve. Your walking will feel steadier. Your recovery from daily activity will be faster. And, most importantly, you will keep the muscle that protects your independence. Now I want to hear from you. In the comments, tell me what you usually eat before bed. Do you snack on sweets, chips, or maybe nothing at all? I am curious. to see how many seniors are giving their bodies the fuel it needs at night. Here is another important detail. Eating cottage cheese before bed also helps control nighttime hunger. Many seniors wake up at 2 or 3 a.m. feeling hungry. That can disturb sleep and make you tired the next day. But because cottage cheese digests slowly, it keeps you satisfied all night long. That means deeper sleep, more energy, and stronger muscles all in one. But I know some of you are worried. You might be thinking, what about lactose intolerance? The good news is cottage cheese is usually easier to digest than milk. But if you are sensitive, you can try lactose-free cottage cheese or switch to a protein shake made with casein. The key is the slow-digesting protein, not the specific brand. Now let us think about the bigger picture. Protecting your muscles does more than help you stay strong. It reduces your risk of falls, fractures, diabetes, and even heart disease. Muscle is like a hidden organ that supports your entire health. The stronger your muscles, the healthier your whole body becomes. That is why I am so passionate about this simple bedtime habit. Friends, the choice is yours. You can ignore this advice and keep waking up weaker, or you can try this one small change and start waking up stronger. I am not saying cottage cheese is a miracle, but I am saying it is one of the most powerful tools you have to fight muscle loss. And it costs less than a cup of coffee at your local cafe. Now let me challenge you. For the next 30 days, try eating cottage cheese before bed. Keep a little journal and write down how you feel in the morning, how steady your walking feels, how much energy you have. Then come back and comment on this video with your results. Share your story because you never know how many other seniors you might inspire. Remember Walter, who could barely get up from his chair, and Mary, who was afraid of falling? They both regained strength, confidence, and independence simply by fueling their muscles before bed. You can too.